Today, we are talking about love marriages in India, and it is actually very different from one that people imagine. Let me give you a disclaimer before going further in the video. Whatever is talked about here is for majority of the people, and there will always be exceptions. Your particular scene can be a bit different. So whatever I am going to talk shall apply to most, but again, not to all. Let's begin. Most relationships which actually mature into marriage start at workplace, and sometimes they begin from college or from social media platforms like Facebook or Insta or through the dating apps. Now relationships in India come in all shapes and sizes, but mostly they are long distance relationship. Or even if the couple live in the same city, they are unable to spend a lot of time together. Very few couples have lived together before getting married, which means that even though the marriage has a so-called tag of love marriage, the couple barely knows each other. They are mostly connected through phone and rarely get quality time in which they are actually living together. Now here's the catch. Living together in the same house, in the same room, all days and all the time becomes a different ball game altogether. You might ask how. See, today many of you might be having your own room, your own private bathroom. You have certain level of privacy and freedom which you are accustomed to. But once you get married, you have to share everything from your personal space to your free time, from your almirah to bed, and from wash basins to toilet seats. And take my word for it, it is not an easy sight to behold, and especially for girls. So, in short, there are a lot of things after marriage which are new for you as a couple, even though you might have been in a relationship for a long time. Now, when you start living together and observe your partner's various habits and patterns, they disturb you sometimes, and and these can become a reason for constant irritation. It's actually these little things which people observe in each other every day after marriage, which makes them feel that they are living with a different person altogether. And hence the cliche arises कि शादी के पहले तो तुम ऐसे नहीं थे. Now, moreover, all these situations become even more tricky if the couple is living with the family, which adds more variables and expectations which were not present earlier in your relationship dynamics. So, all of this does not mean I'm trying to dissuade you from getting into love relationships or love marriages. Neither I am trying to tell you in any way that it is better to get into arranged marriage. Rather, my point is that don't be in the delusion that love marriages are all easy and rosy, especially in a setting where you have not lived in with your partner for some extended period of time. Basically, you should understand that going in for a love marriage also requires due diligence as it is done in arranged marriages. For this reason, I am giving you some very effective pointers which would help you in forming love relationships. So, the first thing to understand here is that if you end up marrying the person whom you wish to marry, if you don't end up marrying the person which you wish to marry, it brings a lot of mental turmoil and an emotional baggage, which is not only bad for your immediate mental health, but it also creates issues in your future relationships or in your future marriage. Tell me if you will agree with this or not. And for this sole reason, I will suggest you that you should have at least some intention of marriage in your mind when you enter into relationship, irrespective of whether you are a girl or a boy. And just like you should ensure that your partner is also in the same zone or not. Do not linger and waste your time with a person who is not interested in relationship which leads to marriage. See, there is no diplomatic way to say it, so I will just say it upfront. Marry people who are of same belief, who are of same financial and social background, because a lot of difference in these parameters always becomes a point of discontent, which can lead to a bad marriage. I know this statement can cause a lot of ridicule, but it doesn't matter to me. So, as a rule, you will always find that there are exceptions, but the video is always for the majority of the people, and take these points as the guidelines. Now, there is one more important thing which people usually ignore, and that is having mutual core beliefs. And when they are in love marriage, they always tend to ignore these basic things. You ignore these red flags, but when you are disillusioned, the same red flags become very apparent to you. In the last point, I would like to say that keep the both families in the loop before moving forward with love marriage. See, as it is, Indian parents command very high influence in Indian families. Also, remember that your parents and your siblings are your natural support system. They will be there for you whenever things go south. So, keep them in the same boat and gather their confidence in your decision. Now, you would ask what to do if your parents do not approve of your relationship, as it often happens. Now, I will still suggest you to follow these guidelines which I have told you and do your due diligence and go ahead with your relationship. I know all this is a sensitive topic. Everyone has their own biases, their own experiences, but one must exercise some smart work for their own good. I hope this video helps you in some way. So that's all for today's video. If you are interested in such topics, like and subscribe to my channel for more. Until next time, thank you.